Shalom Aleichem and Baruchim Habayim. Moshe Lagnado here, speaking under the auspices of Kollel, Baruch Ahavat Yisrael in Southern California, and Tziyon in Brooklyn, New York. This week we call Shabbat Kala. Why? Because it is the Shabbat before Shavuot, and Shavuot is considered a grand marriage between Klal Yisrael and God. In some communities, specifically the Spanish Portuguese, they read a ketubah on Shabbat, the ketubah which is between God and Israel. Also, we will be reading Parashat BAMIDBAR. BAMIDBAR starts off with the counting of Bnei Israel. Ergo, some call this book the Book of Numbers. The Septuagint calls it the Book of Numbers. Our sages also call it Sefer Pekudim. Why is this book called the Book of Numbers? Is that the essential part of the Sefer? And maybe yes. Counting of an item shows the love and the reverence one has for that item. And God loves us, and He has reverence for us, and He counts us twice in this week's parasha. And not only does He count us to make a unity of the whole nation, but each individual is important. Each individual in the counting would go up to Moshe and Aaron and introduce himself. Each individual is powerful. Yes, we form a nation, one nation. And when we received the Torah, it was one nation receiving the Torah. And God called us the nation of Ish Echad. We all accepted it with one heart, with one soul, with one mind. But still, we are a nation of individuals. How powerful. And we have to realize how important the individual is. If I could share with you a modern day legend of one of the great conductors of the 20th century, Arturo Toscanini, an Italian. He was being interviewed, but he told his interviewer, please, I have to listen and to comment on this concert. So while the concert is going, please don't ask me questions, just sit and listen. And as he was listening to the concert, it was magnificent. It was on a radio, one of the old-time radios, not as clear as what we have today. And Toscanini said at the end of the concert, I don't understand. This concert demands 15 violins, and there were only 14. And the interviewer said, you must be kidding. You could tell that there were only 14 violins? And Arturo Toscanini said, yes, I could tell. The interviewer didn't believe him. He went to the RCA orchestra. What was with the violinist in yesterday's concert? And they said, how did you realize? One of them called in sick, and we did not have a time to replace him. And there was only 14 instead of 15. My friends, sometimes we think our voice is not heard. Sometimes we think that we are ignored. But in truth, every Jew is like one of the violinists. And the master conductor recognizes each and every one of us and his beauty and his giving to the cause. Let us never think that we are not worth our individuality. No, we as individuals are very important. Yes, by joining Klal Yisrael, we enhance ourselves, but never lose our individuality. For that is the beauty. Just like in an orchestra, you have violinists, you have somebody on the cello, you have somebody on the other string instruments, something on the piano. All together, they make wonderful music. The same thing in a garden. You have all kinds of flowers, the roses and the lilies and the daisies, and all together they make something glorious. Am Yisrael, each and every individual meshed together to make that beautiful arrangement. And that arrangement is called the Jewish people. May we hear only good news, and may this week be a harbinger for a victory and peace in our holy land. Shabbat Shalom.